What's poppin', yo? What's happening? Welcome to another edition of Funk from the Front Seat. Are y'all out there with me today? Oh, we got a beautiful, beautiful show lined up for you today. The lovely, talented, incredible, amazing Trey Rochelle is in the house with us today, all the way live from Texas. We have Mr. Mark Lee, our producer extraordinaire, behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it classy, always making sure that everything pops like we need it. Before we get started, y'all know how we do. Roll call. It's Texas in the house today. Say yeah. Ohio, where you at, Brenda? You all right? New Jersey, what's up? How you doing, Donna? DC, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? Love you, Chocolate City. New York, Strong Island, Bayshore, my hometown. What's up? Funk from the Front Seat, y'all. We popping it today. Delaware, you in the house? I know it. I can feel you. Virginia, what's up, fam? I love y'all over there. North and South, Kakalaki, making it happen in the 919. What's up, y'all, over there in Oklahoma? Woo! Florida. I hear you, Florida. You talking to me? Georgia, Q&A Entertainment. Where you at, bro? I love you, man. Call me later. Woo! Shaka Khan said clouds. I got to do some clouds. So snap your fingers, Brenda. Let's get them started. What's up, Bootsy? What's up, Patty? How you doing, George, Clinton, Colin? How y'all doing? I know y'all on tour. Got to get you on the show soon. Over there on the West Coast, Nevada, Las Vegas. What's up? Purple love to you. Shout out. California. I know you there. Utah. I feel you. Up in the Detroit. I got you. Minneapolis. Where you at? Let's do some Prince, y'all. Oh, I'm pumped today, y'all. Woo! Gonna be a good one. I can feel it. Funk from the Front Seat. I'm giddy today. Woo! Love y'all out there. Hawaii, where you at? Samoans doing the humpity hump. Yeah, Tokyo, I'm young high, say yo. China, what's up? Japan, Canada, I feel ya. Africa, Egypt, Dubai, I know you over there in India. What's up, Paris, France? I ain't gonna forget you, Bueno. I got you, bro. What's up, France? What's up, France? What's up, France? I love it, I love it, I love it. Italy, where you at? Germany, Australia, what's up, mate? Woo! We got it going all around the world. I need you guys to clap your hands like this before we bring this incredible woman on. National Happy Women's Month, all that good stuff to all the fine queens out there. We got you, including my daughters, Kayla and Maya. I love you. It's going to be pumped today, y'all. I can feel it. One of them shows. Shout out to all the sponsors. I love y'all out there keeping it real with me. So snap your fingers like this. You can sing along. Oh, oh, oh. Woo. We need the rain like we need the sunshine, y'all. Are y'all ready to get this pumped up? I can't hear you. Somebody ain't snapping. Oh, I know who it is. It's those people up in Alaska, down in the South. I got you at the South Pole. Colombia. Oh, Brazil. Oh, I got you. Okay. Ah, ¿cómo está, señorita, señors, over there in Spain? I got you. All around the world, y'all. Right now, live, Funk from the Front Seat is very proud to present the lovely, the talented, the beautiful, the incredible Trey Rochelle.
Hey!
What up?
Hey!
What up?
Yes! I was over about to dance. I'm like, oh my God.
Yo, we coming hard for you. How you doing? How you doing?
I am doing amazing. How about yourself?
I'm all right. You know, just vibing with you before the show got me all pumped up. You know, and I'm like, you know, man, I can't wait to get on air and start talking about all this good stuff. You know.
Yeah. Hey, we
how
on
are you and your
clouds
family
now.
doing? You all
We
right?
all everybody's good, everybody's healthy. So yeah, it's good. It's
That's
good.
what's up. That's the most important thing in these crazy times. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you down there in Texas.
Yeah.
What is it like right now in Texas with everybody trying to reboot from the whole situation we've been through the last 2 years? What is it like?
Well, Texas, we are like Florida, right? I think we had 2 months of quarantine and shutdown, and we've been open since the May.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
stores open back up. It was kind of a wild thing. Like you would feel like the tumbleweeds was blowing in the streets, but they opened back up the stores within 2 months into COVID.
Right, right.
So we've been down here doing things regular, and
Yeah,
but it's still been scary. It's still been a lot of people. We still had that the big spreader that just happened, like coming out of Christmas through January, where all of the tests were gone. You couldn't even get there, and everybody was just homesick. Half of the schools are out and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, we're still getting it the same way, but Texas, they're gonna keep that economy.
yeah, yeah, you're right.
you know.
Texas, a few of them states, they just decided not to roll it in, which, I got to give respect to the people that like lived there and went through it because it definitely was causing a lot of things,
Hmm.
and changing the way people think. But, life goes on. And one
Yeah.
thing I can say, after listening to your music and, vibing with you, you're full of life and you're so vibrant. And thank you so much, Mark. And I really appreciate you joining the show. Big shout out to Mr. Mark Lee back there, producer extraordinaire, and he'll be coming on a little bit later, to talk to you about something. So, where are you originally from? Let's start at the top. Where are
Yeah.
you from?
So it was funny how you said Texas and then you went straight to Ohio. So I was actually born in Cincinnati.
Oh, the Natty.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I was conceived. My dad was at Howard, so I was conceived at in DC, born in the blizzard in Cincinnati. And right after that, we moved to Houston. My mom's from Beaumont, Texas.
Okay,
So
okay.
got back closer to home. So we moved down to Houston. And then um, I moved to Memphis, went there, was there through middle school. And then I did all of my high school in New Orleans. And my
Okay.
mom's currently
Wow.
in New Orleans now. So New Orleans is home for me because that's where my mom is. But a lot of my great friends and greatest memories and things like that were in Memphis, and of course Houston Beaumont. That's all my family that's there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a
That's
whole
what's
lot of flavors. Like I'm gonna say I'm a
I
big
was
old
gonna
gumbo.
say, man,
I'm a big old
shout out.
gumbo. I'm a
Shout
big old
out.
gumbo
Hey,
to the
me too. I
soul.
love gumbo. Trust me. Shout out to Nola. One of my
Yeah.
favorite bands, Dumpster Funk. I listen to them all the time. And,
Yeah.
all that New Orleans flavor, that funk jazz stuff. And the history is amazing.
It
And I
is.
could tell just by talking to you, you're so well rounded in that history of the thing. What age did you really get into music? When did you really do that? And think
Woo.
and know, okay, this burns in me. No matter what I do, this thing is dominating.
Yeah, I think it's always been there. Like I think ever since I experienced music,
Right.
and I'm gonna say that because Stevie Wonder just came around and did his Songs in the Key of Life tour where he went through all of the cities. And I love Stevie, and so I bought the ticket and went. And literally, I sat in that thing and I knew all of those songs. And I
Yeah.
cannot tell you when I have, like, some of them were out there, but there's some songs on there that never played, never went anywhere. But
Yeah.
I knew the whole album, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this kind of setback. So then I looked at it and it came out in 77. I don't mind telling my age. That's when I was born, right? So I asked my mom, I said, Mama, did you used to listen to Keys in the Song of Life? And she was like, oh yeah, all the time in the thing, in the car. All your daddy would keep it playing on the record all the time. And so literally, like, and all of my stuff, like my circle of fifths, or the way I think musically is a lot like Stevie. Like he is so I mean, I'd say it from the womb. Like really.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it grabbed me, and I was always that kid. You always had that cousin, the kid. I'm playing with everybody. Then my kid, come out here and do that dance, sing that song.
Yeah.
Do the little thing that you did at the thing, and then I go back
Yeah.
and run and play with my cousins. Or
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so it's
That's
always been there. It's just
yeah.
been part of me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's such a amazing thing that you can go back, because sometimes it hits us at different stages. We know
Mm-hmm.
we have it, but we'll do something else, and then that thing will be like, okay, something will spark us. Like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing, and I'm just going to get into this music thing and drive it. Stevie Wonder, people don't realize now what an institution he really is, and it's sad to see a lot of people, kind of like not really brush him off, because you can never do that. But
Right.
they got to remember, like, he and I was fortunate. My mom took me to see him before she died. I seen little Stevie at the Apollo, the whole Motown tour, when he was doing a.
Wow.
Yeah, I was fortunate to see that live. Yeah, I
Wow.
was blessed, And it's like with him and his music and certain artists like that, their music stands the test of time. And
Yeah.
we all learn from that. We gravitate towards it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's funny you mentioned that Songs in the Key of Life. That is an amazing accomplishment that he did. He
Yeah.
changed the game.
He did. He
Because
did.
before that, nobody was doing that many songs on an album, a double album. Nobody had even
Yes.
attempted that, So
No,
again,
they
shout
hadn't.
out to Stevie.
Yeah, and everybody wondering why we're spending most our lives living in the gangsters. That was Stevie. I'm like, y'all,
Yeah,
like, do
Stevie.
your homework. Like,
Stevie. Yes,
oh my
yes,
gosh,
Stevie.
amazing.
Stevie.
Love him. Love
Yep.
him.
So did you have anybody in your family that played any instruments or musically influenced you besides, the music that you grew up on listening to?
Yeah, so my uncle, I have a whole lot of DJs. Both of my parents just loved music. So we had the crates and the crates, and I had the big old, the big white headphones. And so that was pretty much their love for the music. But I know that we had to have some singers up in here. Everybody was singing in church, of course.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but outside of the church singers, and I had a cousin that played bass. On my dad's side, and my other uncle was DJ Cuz, so he introduced me to all kinds of music, all the time. And so they would just like send me vinyl and send me music. And my dad's from Jersey, so I spent half of my summers, a lot of my summers up there in the Jersey area, walking through the streets, double dutching and all that. And the radios were playing, and pulling it in there. So I think it was just the culture, just being
Yeah.
around in those urban centers, and just learning through my other uncle. So I had one that was in Jersey, but my uncle Mike, that's down in Beaumont, like his thing, he loved the SOS band, Cameo, Atlantic Star, and then he had his long car, and he would be black, the bays and the thing. And so I learned how to steer and driving the big old things, and it was always the music, so it was always there. Right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I picked up that thing for him. So I was his first DJ. Like every time I showed him, we went from making cassettes to making CDs, and now I gave him USB, and now I'm trying to send the music on YouTube. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
pulling it all together and helping it all fuse together. So it was more of
Yeah.
their influence. And
Yeah. Yeah.
our culture is always music. We spades game, dominoes game. We that's what we doing, and the music is blasting in the background, and somebody dancing over there.
And
That was what
somebody's
it was.
drunk over there too.
Listen, I
That's
was
when I grew
trying.
up around that thing.
Listen,
Yep. Yep.
the game goes long, and some of them come in the dough already.
Yes. Yes. Come in carrying 2, gallon
Already,
jugs of
already.
Seagram 7. That's all I
Right,
remember. It's like that Seagram 7. As a kid, I knew the smell. You know what I'm saying? That
right,
Seagram 7's in the house.
right. We ain't gonna talk about that. I think being in those days, look,
Yeah, I
being
love
in being in those days saved me in college, because I have seen so much. And unfortunately, my first time was messing around with my cousins on some MD 2020, and I ain't drank. I'm not even a big drinker, even to this
eh,
day.
yeah,
After playing a game with them one night,
yeah.
I was like, I'm good. Like, I don't even need to college. I'm like, y'all, I'm your designated driver.
MD 2020 definitely taught a lot of us lessons, because
Yeah,
I met Mr. MD 2020 on a gig, and MD
yeah,
2020 said, listen, drink a pint of me and you'll be
right.
fine, right? But my body said, you're not going to be fine. You will throw up for 2 sets. You'll play one, and then you'll play
Listen.
the fourth. But the second and third set, there was another drummer that sat in for me. I was outside, just like, and then after I got done, I realized I learned a valuable lesson. I
Yeah.
will leave Mr. Morgan Davis alone.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Look, I was
MG. What are you
okay,
doing?
that's funny. Another story, but this is funny.
Yeah, yeah.
But the night me and my cousins did that, and one of my cousins has passed, rest in peace. But we, I was always the younger one, always hanging around, and they were, they was like, hey, we were just there, it was there, so we did it. And I have forgotten that my older cousin had found out that I was going to be running track that next year in school, and he wanted to
Uh,
train me, and I was staying with his mom, and so his mom told him I was there. So that next morning, my cousin shows up bright and early to take me to the gym to show me how to start being conditioned to be a track star. And so he comes and he's pulling me out, and of course, he knows exactly what had happened the night
yes.
before. And he told me, he said, and I says, I can't do it, cuz I can't. He said, oh yes, you will. If you big enough to do that, oh yes, you're gonna do this. And he had me in that gym
Mm,
throwing up. I was
mm.
pushing, doing weights for the first time, and let me listen. So all of my work ethic to be able to get through anything came as a result of that MD 2020 night that I shall never forget. Never forget. It was
MD,
fun, but it gave me some work ethic after. I was
yeah,
like, yeah, I ain't playing with this. We gonna
yeah,
understand what's
yeah.
gonna come for us
It
things.
has a statue in everybody's house, I'm sure, you know. So you're growing up and you
Yeah,
come from a background and you've lived all these different places and you're
yeah,
hearing the music of the street, the
yeah,
vibe of the forest, the vibe of the suburbs and the inner city, and you're getting
yeah,
this plethora like we all got, you
yeah.
know. And then at some point you decide, hey, this is going to be my thing, you know. And I like
It
how
was
you
much
said,
later. It was later, Zach,
yeah,
because it was so
when was
much
it?
of me. It was
Uh-huh.
so much of me that I didn't even recognize that it was something different. Like I could sing, so I just always got in the choir.
Right,
I was in
right, right.
church. You just in the choir. Never sang. Never went to the front. When I went into college, I'm a Alpha Kappa Alpha woman, and so my line name is actually Anna Mae because Tina Turner was taken. So I'm the original Anna Mae.
Right. Anime.
Um,
Yeah.
right. And so, desperate times call for desperate measures. And I just started singing because that's what I know how to do. And that really was the moment I was like, oh my gosh, okay, so that's anime. And so they would kind of make me get out there and throw me out there. But still, I just stayed in the background, I always stayed in the background. And it wasn't until I was towards the end of my marriage and I started taking voice lessons and my my voice coach at the time, I was like, yeah, well, my spiritual gift, I'm gonna get some time off, so I'm gonna go and train my gift. If you train your gift, that's what God tell you to do. So I
Yeah.
said, I'm gonna go take lessons. I went in there, and after about 2 or 3 sessions, she stopped in the middle of what we're doing and said, you cannot just keep coming in here singing to me on Saturdays. That is not. It is just you doing a disservice to the world for people not hearing your voice.
Amen.
And at that time, my confidence was like nothing. This was just some kind of way I took a step and took another step and ended up in there, and that started it.
Mhm.
And so really it was towards the close of my marriage that ended, and this was kind of the one thing that was me that I could always hold on to that got me through all those times and built me up to here. And it was just the easiest thing. It led to the next, it led to this audition. Then I was singing in weddings, and then it led to being in the first band, then the second band, and it just kept leading to the next thing. And I just kept walking in it. And
Yeah.
now I'm here. So I mean, it's just been like my quiet essence just taking me, So I never really chose. It was like it was always here.
Yeah. It chose
You
you.
know, yeah, yeah,
Chose
yeah.
you.
That's
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
They a lot of good or a lot of great and good
Mhm.
material songs, whatever, are born out of life experiences.
Yeah.
And I know you have a couple of mottos that you kind of are kind of like in your bio. And
Yeah.
believe me, follow this woman. Mr. Mark Lee is going to be running your stuff on the bottom banner.
Yeah.
But you're into the neo soul at the moment,
Yeah.
but you've been through so much. And I noticed in your bio, you said you're a storyteller. A lot of your
Hmm.
music is, from the love, the pain, that,
Yeah.
you self-reflect on the inside, and that inspires you,
Yeah.
to write and do the beautiful things that you do, which we're going to see one of your videos. So first of all, though, I
Yeah.
got to ask you, Trey Rochelle, that's one of
Yes.
your brands, right? And that
That is a
beautiful
brand.
shirt that you're wearing, that's very
Yes.
nice. So thank you for wearing it on the show. I got to get a
Yes.
couple for my daughters. You know what I mean? That's
Yes,
what's up.
yes.
That's
Okay,
what's
I'm
up.
gonna
Good
have that.
for
I'm
you.
gonna have that merch store open. I'm independent artist. Like, oh, that's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be out.
Yeah, yeah,
Watch
yeah,
it.
yeah. And I know that's coming. I just wanted to mention that because
Yeah.
that is very, very swag. The
Thank
purple,
you.
of course,
Yeah.
royalty, and you are a queen,
Yeah.
a beautiful queen. And the black, represents that strong, that strength. And I love that the purple on the black. I just wanted to mention that because people are looking
Yes.
at it. In case you can't see it, y'all out there, please stay
That's
active on the
me.
chat lines. I know a lot of people are watching on YouTube, but you can always find this show, go back, rewind it to your heart's content. It won't cost you nothing. We're hanging out with the beautiful, lovely Trey Rochelle. So you were classically trained a little bit. Tell us about that. Hi, Cody. How you doing? You were classically trained.
Hmm.
Tell us a little
Yeah.
bit about that experience.
Yeah. So in middle school, John P. Freeman, Memphis, Mary Cowles, she was serious, like serious about voice, about reading. And this was an inner city Memphis, Memphis Public School right there. But she was super serious. Like the art program was no joke. And she still, I mean, was rooted in that. And so they always had these competitions that for all West choir, and literally she taught us how to read, she taught us how to sing. Like, I know
Amen.
I'm a soprano one. We make distinctions, and everything was here, expression, like everything was like, had to be there. In When I went into high school, I had Miss Dorsey, who was once again amazing. If you've ever been a jazz fest and seen a high school choir up there, it was her directing it. All known through New Orleans. And so just wonderful. I had wonderful teachers that were just right there. That's why, I love HBCUs. I love our inner city schools. I'm a public city school myself, student, and always shouting out because they love you in a certain way. They treat you with give you a certain kind of
Yeah,
excellence,
yeah, yeah.
with it. But then the young lady who I spoke of, Lisa Flores, was opera. So the training that I got from her on my voice, I chose the material that I wanted to sing, and we would get to that. But in getting to that, it was doing that. So, like, I've done a lot of weddings where I'm singing Ave Maria. So the catalog that I built with her was all around technique and really truly understanding my voice and the limits of it. And my music is like a vibe, and so I kind of sit in there and I don't really get into all of my range. But if a lot of people who have seen my shows see that, I will do from Shaka to Tony Braxton to um, Earth, Wind, and Fire to Stevie to Luther. I mean, I jump around through them all. I sing I Will Always Love You at weddings. I do not know why people ask me to sing that song at weddings, but I sing a breakup song at weddings for people. Um, I'm just
Because they
like,
think they can fix it. Believe me, I know
listen,
what you mean.
I'm like, so are we thinking about the last love? Or are we embracing the new one? So
Yeah, that's it.
the whole time while I'm singing, I'm trying to sing them into forgetting. Like, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna do this positively? Because I feel like I am bringing forth a
They be looking
blessing.
over shoulder, singing like dancing with
Yeah, I'm like,
looking over at the
who
person.
who did you invite to try to get this message to? Did you send a postcard and say it? But trying to figure it out, trying to figure it out.
I tell you,
So
some of the best times I've had was when I was doing weddings because it's
yeah,
just nice, but there's such a thing about weddings,
yeah.
And like you said, with your voice and that opera training and all
Mhm.
the different kind of venues that puts
Mhm.
you into,
Yeah.
it builds this kind of resistance, this armor in the
Yeah.
business,
True.
because when you walk into your studio and then you're ready to do your stuff, you can draw from all of these things, and I
Yeah.
can look at you and tell because we're spiritually connected. My third eye and my aunt tells me everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about
Yeah.
this before the show when we were
Yeah.
prepping. You have it, and it is something that you can't put your finger on, but
Yeah.
you have, trust me, I know it when I see it.
I,
You have it. So that's beautiful. Thank you so much. You know, when you're
mm,
writing a song, or you're thinking about writing a song, and we're hanging out with the lovely Trey Rochelle today on Funk
yeah.
from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. When you're writing a song and you look back and you're drawing from your life experiences,
Mhm.
I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know, like me personally, I might write 4 or 5 different things at once. What is
Mhm.
your process for all the young
Sure.
people out there watching? Tell the young people your process on how they can actually put their mindset in their mind to paper.
Absolutely. It's a daily thing for me. So, I always have, we have our phones with us. I have a journal, a leather journal that I carry with me. And if I hear a lyric, somebody says something and it triggers something and jars in me, I write that down, right? Write it down. Sometimes I'll hear melodies. I turn on my memo. I record that real quick. And then sometimes it's a situation that's going on, or I just got off the phone with a friend, and one of my girls calls me an oracle. So sometimes I just said something and she just told me back what I said because I don't even remember what I just told her. I'm like, girl, that was good. Hold up. That was hold on, let me give it. And they know they'll tell me. I'm like, girl, I'm writing this. It's gonna end up in a song one day. And but you just have to know that you're always getting messages, you're always getting whatever your creativity is that you're supposed to do. And you just have to take the time to hurry up and write it down because it ain't guaranteed to come back. It's coming to you for a moment, right?
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
coming to you for that moment. You got to just stop and do it and interrupt the world so you can do what's coming to you because it's coming to you. It ain't coming to
Yeah.
nobody else. It's
That's
coming to
right.
you.
That's right.
It's
That's
coming to
right.
you. And so
That's
I
right.
I write that down. But really, all of my songs have been from that specific session before I knew when I was going in the studio, and I would just open myself up and be like, "Okay, God, ancestors, what is it that you want me to say? What are we going to draw from?" And I get in there with Eddie Versatile Keys, and me and him sit there, and he's like, "Okay, what you want to do today?" And I'm like, I'm thinking kind of up tempo, funky, da, da, da." And he'll
Mhm.
start something, and then while he's doing it and he's layering it, I'm sitting next to him, and as I'm listening, I feel like I know what I'm supposed to say. And by the time he's done getting all of the tracks in order, he's like, okay, so what you got? And I go in, and a lot of my songs have been from the one takes of going in there. I'll start doing spoken word if I feel like it. In my stuff, you'll hear that. And I just organically just open myself up to just flow. And so I think
Yeah.
that's the key part. Just taking the time when they come to you, but then designating the time to just say, I'm gonna be open to whatever can come out of me because it's in me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is an awesome answer, and you said that so eloquently. Thank you, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody has different styles, and
Yeah.
and I kind of think, you know, as veterans of the business, we should try to push young people to
Yeah.
say, hey, listen, don't settle for the quick fix when it comes to
No.
your capabilities of creativity. Because, like you said, when that vibration hits, and we all vibrate different levels, but
Yeah.
when it hits, try to lay in it instead of just scraping across the top. Get them
Yeah.
layers, because
Yeah.
you never know what's down underneath those layers that the creator sends down to you. We all vibrate. We're all tuning forks, I tell people, and people look at me
Yeah.
like, oh, you crazy? I was like, no, 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 no. We're all tuning forks. The earth
Yeah.
does vibrate.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, you're vibrating on a really super high level. Trust me. I keep stones and crystals around me all the time. So
Uh-huh.
I'm constantly, you
Yeah.
know, feeling the earth.
Yeah.
So I know it
Yeah.
when I see it. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
have that it factor, and I'm so grateful to have you. You're a songwriter. You produce your own songs,
Mhm.
um, and you're giving back the enrichment of
Mhm.
your musical community.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that statement, giving back to
Yeah.
enrich your community. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so a lot of times, I people have come to my shows. I have a number of friends that are just in the music industry that are kind of starting out. My friend Ray, I sang in front of his band, Renaissance here, and so many times we're trying to make the transition, right? Whether it's I sang, because I sang on the praise and worship team at my church at one point, right? So people know me that, and then all of a sudden they see, oh my gosh, okay, wait, she's performing. Okay, oh my gosh, she's putting out music. Oh my gosh, wait, she got a video. Oh my gosh, wait, her music's over here. Wait, oh my gosh, she's talking to this person. And really, I'm independent. I'm just pushing myself. I do have my MBA, so I got my business head on right. And so I'm doing the business and making the brand and doing that. But some people see what I'm doing and they just reach out.
Yeah.
And it called and it's a beautiful relationship because
Yeah.
I want you to win. Like, it's a tough industry, period. But it is possible for you to learn, do, study, and be serious about your business and get what you need to get and do it yourself. And it's not as hard as you think. It just takes some time and determination to do it. And it ain't no secret formula. Like everything's so secret in the music
Right,
thing,
right,
right?
right, right.
And I'm learning and I don't mind sharing what it
Yeah.
is. And I'm looking for a way to be able to do that more. So tune in, it's coming soon.
Hey,
But
I
looking for
got
a
you.
way,
Whatever
looking
you
for
need
a
me to
way.
do, whatever shows
Yeah,
you want to do here, you part of the Funk from the
yeah,
Front Seat family now. Welcome and with open arms. We got you because
absolutely.
this is what we encourage. The one thing about
Yeah,
having platforms is to reach out and encourage other people.
absolutely.
One of the songs in Prince that one of the lines in one of his songs, he said, "Sacred is the prayer that asks for nothing." And little things that we take from people, and then
Yeah.
we listen to it and Bob Marley, Prince, Earth, Wind, whoever, Chaka,
Mhm.
whatever. But he said
Mhm.
that, and I'll never forget that line. He said, "Sacred is the prayer that asks for nothing," and
Yeah.
that is some deep stuff. Stevie gave us, and all those guys gave Hendrix. They all gave us
Yeah.
blueprints and patterns. Janis Joplin, To Live By, all these great people, right?
Yep.
And as an artist, we're fortunate because we
Yes.
grew up in that era where
Yes.
people were actually being more creative physically and less creative digitally because there
Yeah.
was no digital. So you
Exactly.
had the Beatles. I listened to some of their songs, and what they were singing about. All
Yeah.
we are saying is give peace a chance and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? The long and winding road and all of that stuff. You listen
Yeah.
to it, and you're like,
Yeah.
dang, were they prophets or were they just giving this amazing gift?
Right.
That gift, that
It's the
gift,
gift. It's
it's
it
that
is
gift.
absolutely is
That's right.
absolutely the gift. And they were
Yeah.
singing about the times, right? And it just shows things are so cyclical, right?
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
and so that's why I say if you're true to you and you write what's for you to do, be there, you never know, how it's gonna live. Marvin would to know that we still rocking what's going on
Yeah.
and everything that he went up
Genius.
against. Yeah, somebody just reminded me everything that he went up against with Motown to release that album
Yes.
and
Yes.
to release that song,
They
right?
wanted to change everything. Yep.
Absolutely. And
Yep.
so when you stay true to you, and so I'm all about independent artists, whatever's in you to give, that's what you got to give. And you got to do whatever you have to do to get that out. And it starts with ownership. It starts with you being your first fan and carrying yourself and carrying your message because it's important for somebody. Somebody needs to hear it.
That's right. That's
Sometimes
right.
sometimes the lyrics and Eddie would tell you sometimes the stuff that be coming out I'd be like, Eddie. Be like, I'm like, but I gotta just say it. I don't know who it's for, but I gotta just put it out there and just say it like that.
Yeah.
You got to.
As an artist, you get channeled. People
Yeah.
don't believe that, but
Mm-hmm.
musicians, painters, writers, at
Yeah.
Maya Angelou, all the people that God created to do
Yeah.
this thing, which we are part of that
Yeah.
fraternity, that
Yeah.
they channel in, and is I just appreciate artists like yourself, independent, strong, Afro American woman,
Yeah.
out here in a world that, really is cold and cruel, but at the same time, it's so beautiful if we allow it
It
to be.
is.
It's just,
It
if we just
is.
take a breath and say, oh my God, look at the butterflies, look at it. Instead of
Yes.
fighting it, just look at it and feel
Yes.
what it gives us to survive. Everything we need down here we have to survive peacefully. We just choose
Yes.
to see it differently. We're hanging out with the amazing Shay
Yes.
Rochelle. Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. We couldn't be more happy to have you. We're going to come back in a second. We're just going to take a minute for our sponsor, P-Funk Radio, and I'll read off a list of people. We're going to come back on the other side with your brand new animated video, Newness. Tell us a little bit about that. And also, we're going to ask you some more questions about your one-woman show coming up and band members. Yeah, we got a plethora of stuff to get to. So, Mark, run that commercial. I love to hear Keith Jackson's voice because he's so sincere. He's always playing my music, pumping up the funk. Keith Jackson, we love you, Keith. You know, tell us what you got to say.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Thank you, Keith. I love you for that. And a few more shouts out. David Webb, the Funk Chronicles up in Ohio. That's somebody that you might want to reach in touch. I'll put you in touch with him, Trey, because he does such amazing work and he interviews everyone, old school, new school, it doesn't matter. Dr. Brookenstein, I know you're watching from your hotel room. I'm sorry our show got rained out and you came down for Philly, but we'll make it up to you. Love XS Energy Drinks, which is one of my sponsors. I don't have one today because I don't need one. Q&A Entertainment out of Atlanta. I love you, Q Dog. Afterglow 92416 and the Boogie Munson Foundation, keeping the funk alive. OCMC, that coordinates some of my gigs down here in North Carolina. We love you, Diego and Tammy. Nappyhead Funk Army, of course. Tony Cam and the Funk All-Stars out of Virginia. Thank you for supporting the show. HJ Entertainment, my booking agent, Kane and Jams. I love you guys. Patty and Bootsy and George and Carlin, of course. You guys are the queens and kings of the funk. P-Funk Radio. Gabe Gonzalez on Wednesday nights. Gone Gonzalez, I love your show. Larry Funkster Jones on Saturday nights, and I know y'all got something popping on Sunday. Robin Denson Austin down in Texas, I think, and she does her thing, as well as Philly Phil get on the funk bus down in Texas, who recently came back from his basketball hiatus and is doing his thing. And everybody else that supports the show, go out there. We love you. We care about you. We care about your mental health. And we did light a candle for all the people that are suffering from anything, especially dealing with this war over Ukraine. Know that we care. Know that we got you. We need to find peace in this world. We're hanging out with the beautiful, talented, amazing, powerful, entrepreneurial shit with Trey Michelle. And, you have a new animated video just came out. So tell us the title and set us up before we run that.
Oh my goodness. So Trey Rochelle is a vibe. That's just what it is.
Yes,
it's a vibe. It's a vibe. You can put on my music, pour you a glass. I have some whiskey glasses and some wine mugs on my website. Love Hangover. But it's a vibe, right? And it's something you can ride to. So this track is called The Newness. It's the newness. And so this one is all about you'll hear what it's all about, and we'll talk about it on the other side. But the video, this is the animated video. I also have a lyric video that's out there, and I have the official video that's going to be coming out on the 21st. So keep looking for that. I'm gonna do a YouTube premiere for that. So I'll make sure to hit you in on that.
Tag me, yes.
So it'll be on a Monday. But we're gonna put the video out. So that'll be coming. But the animated video is produced by yours truly. And I wanted to just kind of tell a little bit more of the story, and it gets a little futuristic, but it's a lot. I always like to do innuendo, and this kind of lets me digitally kind of tell a little bit of the story. So that's
okay.
So we'll talk about it.
Barkley back there, you got this set up. I'm dying to see it.
Hey, old friend, nice to see you again. How about time that we just believe in the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. I'm falling deep within. Catch me, I hope you can. I'm falling deep within. Catch me, I hope you can. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love
Total, total, total fire. Oh my God. Woo! That goes on my playlist right away. I
Oh
swear.
my
Because you know
gosh.
what I do? First of all, amazing job, amazing on the animation.
Thank
Of
you.
course, your vocal power, presence, and feel is so infectious. It makes me want to drop a tear. And I tell you, this is what I do
I
for my own
did.
self. When I have a guest on and they have music, I purposely do not listen to a lot of it. I listen to just a little bit because I want to
Yeah.
have that same surprise that my audience feels and sees when they hear
Yeah.
something for the first time. Thank you for allowing us to share that work and that creative spirit with our Funk from the Frontier fans. You guys out there, I told you, I told you, I told you, this woman is it. On fire, songwriter, producer, director, arranger, you name it, you just saw it. Let's get on and support each other like this. Come on,
Yeah.
Trey Rochelle, she's in the house. Make sure you follow this stuff. Um, Newness, man, that word,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it applies to every single millisecond that we live. It's newness,
Everything.
newness, newness,
Everything.
newness. So can you give me a little sneak peek preview of your new stuff? Do I get a little Can you, like Stevie Wonder, like Chris Rock? Can I get an about your new one? Tell us a little bit about that coming out.
What, the new video? You talking about the video?
Yeah, just,
The official video? So the official
don't tip
video,
it, just a peek, just a little bit.
it's
It's you.
it's me. Okay, shout out here. So I'm a rattler. HBCU grad, FAMU, you know, and it is in it's like kind of like a homage, or old due to FAMU and HBCU. My whole family. The song is, I say, hey old friend, and I start to tell a story, which is kind of an age old story, right? Sometimes times passes you and you run into people and you feel a little something, but you don't act on it and you just let it be. And sometimes it turns into friendship, and That's all it ends up being. And you go off in life and then you have your experiences. And sometimes you bump back into each other. And one way of doing that is going back to a homecoming at HBCU where you went, right? And so so the animation kind of, shows you how newness is just all things, right? Just there. But the video will kind of tell that story. It kind of takes one view of newness and plays it out. And so that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
But
and that's good enough.
shout out to
Now,
FAMU. Shout out to FAMU. So all my rattlers, be ready on the third on the 21st of this month.
oh, 20. Okay, I was going to ask you, when is it
21st.
dropping on the 21st?
Yep,
Okay,
it's
that's cool.
dropping on Monday, the
And what's the
21st.
name of it again? What is it going to be? What's the name of it?
It's newness, but it'll be the official music video directed by director Oates. And so out of Atlanta now in Cali. So yeah, just
That's
get
so
ready
good.
for it. Get ready
And
for it.
like, yeah, and make sure I get it because I'll
I
still
will.
run it. Whether
I
you
will.
want to, because
Yeah,
I do that for
yeah,
everybody. I'm like, yo, I got to run this spot
absolutely.
at the end,
Yes.
because man, oh man, oh man, oh man,
I'll give it to you on the Saturday. How about that
that's
for your
perfect.
show?
That's
I'm gonna give it the
perfect.
Saturday before the Monday, so you just get a
Yeah.
you'll get a yeah. We'll do that.
Yeah,
We'll do that.
we'll set it.
Mhm.
We'll get it in there.
Mhm.
It's funny how some people get sprinkled with talent, and then some people get dipped in. Honey, you got dipped in. I always say Prince and all of them, Ray Charles, they got dipped in. Me, I just got a little sprinkle. I got like when you dip something in, and then the stuff
Right,
splashes over the side.
right,
That's what
right.
I got. I got the stuff, the crumbs that splashed over the side. I got a little bit. It splashed on me. I was
You're
grateful for
close
that.
enough. You're
Yes, I was
close enough to
grateful.
get
Hey,
it.
believe me,
That's right.
I'm happy,
Listen.
happy for the crumbs. But when I
Yes.
see someone like you come on and you blasting like you blasting, let me tell you something. I could never be so more proud of what you're doing out there, entrepreneur wise, because we need people like you to inspire
Mhm.
others. You're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. You're a powerful woman in a world that needs powerful women. And I don't
Yeah.
mind saying it. I wish we had a woman running things because that's what we need. Because you
Yeah.
guys are the birth. You're everything. You're your creation itself. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and more men need to understand that and open those doors up and kick those doors. And I'm gonna help you kick them. I try to kick them in. Shout out.
Yeah.
I know it's National Women's History Month, and we making sure we
Yes.
push that. And
Yes.
you're Black history. You're making
Yeah.
history now, sweetie. So let me tell you, that's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Okay, here we go. Let's jump
Yeah.
into this.
Yeah.
Sign of the times that we're in right now.
Mhm.
You're getting ready to put together a one-woman show.
Mhm.
Or tell us a little bit about how you may include some of the things we're dealing with right now incorporated into your one-woman show, or is it going to be
Yeah.
about something else?
No, it will be
Awesome.
this one is kind of it's like it's like experience in the making of Trey. So we all come to a situation looking a certain kind of way, but there's a lot that gets you there, right? And so I plan to try to draw on that. I have a number of songs that haven't been released just yet that I'm going to put out there. But yeah, it's going to touch on a lot of things with mental health. I have a song that's dedicated. It's called Gina. As of right now, it's called Gina. That's dedicated to my cousin that committed suicide years ago, but has had a profound impact on my life. And so I have a song for her that's on there, and a lot of it's just all about my experience. We do our best, our families do our best, our parents do their best with what they can do at the time, and the time gives you the best, right? We're all making lemonade out of this pandemic that we're in right now. So staying true and authentic to myself, the music that I've written has been in there, but it's shaping you. It always shapes you. So I really just want to kind of tell a story of triumph, going through things, continuing to go, continuing to focus. I'm a single mom of 4 kids, right? I've been thank you. I was married for 15 years. I went straight from college
Same.
into being a married and being mom. When I graduated, I was a graduate student, businesswoman, wife, and and mother all at the same time. And coming right off of being presidents of organizations and being valedictorian of my high school. So I've you know been a lot and held a lot of titles and been in a certain place, right? But with that, you're growing and you're changing and things are pulling on you and you have a lot of pressures and a lot of things that you're trying to figure out. And I want to really embody that and put that into the story because I don't think my story is anything different than anybody else's when you get to the essence of it, right? And so if we can just find inspiration in just being true to you and being honest with you and sharing you, like I just think that's a beautiful thing. And so I want to do my best to, put the show together. I've been working on it. It goes through its different names and, Shades of Love. And now it's the Making of Trey. So when it finally comes out, we'll see. But I'm working on the show, learning instruments and things like that, just to try to really make this. So you'll see versions of it come out, and some people who've been to my recent show was got a little tidbit of it a little bit too. So it's in the making and it's coming. It's coming.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Just a few shout outs to the people on the thread. Thank you guys for staying active. And you guys
Yeah.
can go back and watch this. Coolio
Yeah.
too. This is awesome. Jay Harris and Milo Z, my man up in New York. Funk brother. I love you, Milo. Thank you for watching, man. We got to get together and do some work for sure. We are working on that. Jacqueline, thank you. She said it's nice. And everybody out there, if you're watching, you want to drop a comment, that's fine. You can always find this live, show on YouTube, Funk from the Front Seat. Type in name, type in the title of the guest you want to see this week is the lovely Trey Rochelle. And obviously, I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm going to do some work with you. So just put that in your calendar somewhere because it's some things. It's a thing. I'll be deep in the heart of Texas. I'm on my way, sweetie. Don't you worry. I know all about it. The stars at night shine bright deep in the heart of Texas. I got you, boo. I got you all day.
Absolutely.
And I'm silly like that, but I
am too, Zach. They know that.
Yeah. So you're doing all of this great stuff in the midst of something that is not so great, right?
Yeah.
And that should be applauded. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand about artists, musicians, writers, producers, people that put on plays, Broadway, whatever it is. Sometimes they take that for granted because it's always been there.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, they was like, oh, what do we do?
Yeah.
They're stuck in the house. They'll listen to music, but they forgot the people that have to create this stuff.
That's right.
Went through that same type of PTSD.
Yes.
And I really want to hit on this. I'm gonna bring Mark on in a minute. And he always asks great questions. Then we're gonna do our Black History spot.
Yeah.
But see, this PTSD thing and understanding our mental health, for all the communities, Black, white, doesn't matter what gender, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. And thank you so much. It's such a blessing for you to share your personal family story with the audience. And we appreciate that. So I don't want that to go unnoticed.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much because we all know somebody that has went through that, and it's not, like you said, sometimes you think you've done everything you can.
Yeah.
You just don't know what a person's feeling.
Yeah.
So please be kind to others out there. It's very important. And what can we do on this show to help you promote your mental health awareness? Because I know that's something you're big into.
Absolutely. So I'm just now starting to formalize everything, but it's called I Raise Self. So I, and then like you're raising it up self. So two things. I have an Instagram page out there, Facebook page out there that I've just put out there. But it'll be more content and things going there, and it'll just really be a place for us to come together and start being aware of yourself. Like first, that's the first thing, that's the first and the ending thing is learning how to be be where you are, be in the moment and just be okay with everything that's happening and be okay with how things are. Some things are, we want to call it bad and put labels on things, but all things work to the good. All of it, me and my friend were just talking yesterday, and we were just talking about how, it's a lot of goodness in the gutter,
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and really, I don't even want to say it's a lot, like really your goodness is coming from the gutter. Like, cause sometimes you got to get down in there to really,
That's
get
right.
to you.
That's
Get
right.
to you. get to you. So so it's all about just, I raise self is just kind of about just becoming more aware of yourself, finding out what for you is your center and getting to it, and us just supporting each other.
Yeah,
We were
yeah,
raised by the people who did their best, and
yeah,
sometimes as an adult, part of an adult is learning how to, mother and father yourself and parent yourself the way that you would have liked, wanted to, and what the moment of today calls for.
yeah.
Because what we're in today is different than what we were in then, and you never stop evolving. So,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It's
and you don't have to
unprecedented.
stay. You don't
That's
have to
right.
stay stuck and just
That's right.
roll
And the
with it.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. And hashtag I raise self for you guys out there
Yeah.
watching. This is very, very important to Trey, to
Yeah.
myself, to Mark, to everybody that watches this show.
Yeah.
Mental health
Yeah.
awareness is extremely important because without that, you could have a room full of $100 bills and still be sad and depressed.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's okay if you're a strong black man or a strong Puerto Rican man or Latin or white man, Asian. It's
Mhm.
okay if you're a strong woman, queen,
Yeah.
beautiful queen, white, black, whatever. It's okay to
Yeah.
see somebody and talk. You can always reach out to me. My Facebook page is open 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Please do not take it to that next level where you feel you want to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Reach out to one of us, somebody, prevention hotline.
Mhm.
There are so many things, Trey, that's
Yeah.
pressing us right now,
It
you
is.
know, and we're trying to release the pressure as best we can off our
Mhm.
families, for ourselves, for our children, for our
Yeah.
friends. Your music is one of the things that will lift people up, and the world should
Yeah.
be grateful, and show gratitude. So I want everybody
Yeah.
out there that's watching, buy it. It's hot. Get it. I don't care what platform it's on. It's on about
Yeah.
30. So you can't say you don't know about it. You know what I'm saying? It's on about 30. Can't say you don't know
Right.
about it. You heard it here on
Right.
Funk from the Front Seat. My man, Mr. Mark Lee, is back there scratching at
Yes.
the glass like a cat that been let outside and coming inside because it's raining. Come on in, Mark. Join us today. Oh, Mr. Mark Lee.
You know I'm always glad to join you and see this great conversation. Y'all have
Do me
been
a favor, move your camera down a little bit, bro. I want to see your whole face. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There
y'all
you
have
go.
been rocking it, had this great conversation. I was actually enjoying the whole conversation y'all having. Y'all had me cracking up talking about card games and talking about those great drinks and everything because I was thinking about Colt 45s and Mickey's when y'all were
See?
having that conversation. And I was going like, yep, I know exactly what they're talking about. I do have a very deep question to ask
Yeah.
Miss Trey and everything, but before we get to that, I want to get
Mhm.
to a musical question. So if that's all right with
Yeah.
Zach, just two
Hey, take your
Absolutely.
time, bro.
two very quick questions. But I am just like Zach is a lover of funk. I am a lover of the blues, and it looks to me like you come from three blues cities. So you come from Houston, Memphis,
Yes.
and New Orleans. So I just want to
That's
know
it.
from your own standpoint what the blues and that kind of music means to you. Because as I was hearing those cities, I'm going like Houston blues, Memphis blues, New Orleans
Listen,
blues.
that's it. And my people are from the Golden Triangle in Texas by way of Louisiana. So Cajun Creole blues, Zydeco. Like, that's how it is. And so yes, the blues is it. And that's where my storytelling is. Like that the piece of me that's the storytelling really draws from that. I'm not even I'm in Texas and country is huge. The blues is the original storytellers, like telling the story coming straight from the soul and
Yep.
just saying it how it is,
Yep.
Zydeco. So, some people, some of my stuff gets a little touchy and I put the little jazzy beat on top of it. But you go out here and listen to some of these Zydeco songs.
Mhm.
And you'll see I ain't even touched the surface of what I could say and do. Right. But so the blues is just it's in me because it's real. My grandfather kind of like taught himself how to play the piano, and I only had 3 months of life when he was here, but his stories definitely live on. And they say he would just get to drinking and get to playing and singing. And so I think you know blues is nothing like it. And yeah, Bill Street, Bourbon Street, all of that, Frenchman Street. It's it like if you want to find a place to go, just put on some music. Just
Mhm.
go, follow somebody else's story. And it's kind of like the Bible. Sometimes you open up and it's right to the right page. So just turn on your Pandora, turn on your Spotify, put on your mix, and it'll bring you right where you're gonna be to say, I want to hear some blues today. And it's gonna be something sitting right there waiting for you. And so yeah, no, blues is there. And you just gotta say it. You gotta tell it, and you gotta tell it from your soul. Like, you gotta just draw it out. Your soul.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Got church
Yeah.
it.
No, I
Yeah.
definitely agree
Yeah.
with you on that and everything. Now, the serious issue I was going to talk to you about is you now live in Texas. And whenever I
Yeah.
think of Texas, there are some serious issues being discussed around women's bodies and things around that land, whether it's abortion or whether it's around
Yeah.
immigration, because Texas has had some kind of viewpoints by some of y'all's politicians that I'm still
Yeah.
trying to figure out what they bump their head against and all of that. That's just my thoughts
Yeah.
on it. But I'd love to hear your reflections on what's going on in there in Texas, because a lot of times when I hear about these Texas politicians and some of these Texas folks, I'm going like, do y'all have a mom? Do y'all have some of these people in your
Right.
life?
It's it is really we were talking about earlier, just being in these situations and resisting. And I have 4 kids, 3 daughters, right? And it's tough. It's tough being here in Texas. I mean, I'm not even gonna, like, it's a different kind of experience. San Antonio happens to be, it's more of, it's a little bit more independent kind of in nature. We're right here by Austin, so it's not as much where it's like right in your face. But like, I remember whenever the night that Trump was elected, right? And I went out, it was, and I was running gas, and I knew I had to bring the kids in the morning. I had to go back out. And I had been watching everything that night. So I said, okay, let me get this gas so I don't have to be doing this in the morning. And just went right here. I stay in the suburbs, I went to the gas station right there, and I was getting my gas, and it was a brother that was on the other side getting gas too in the truck. And these guys came and had the big flags, because right around here, right now, they have trucks, and they have their flags, the Confederate flag on there, or the American flag, or the Trump flags, right? And it jolts you, and we're not a fearful people, you know but we are an emoting people. So when you do that, right, and you're making your statement, it's like all my ancestors inside of me are rising up as well. And so it hits you a certain kind of way. But these guys came with their flags, and drove off the street into the gas station right where we were, and yelled out, yay niggas, and then just sped right back out. And me and the brother just had a silent moment, and we just looked at each other, and finished pumping our gas, got in our car, and just went, right. So that doesn't happen every day, but it's here, and it's that element of, I mean, I'm American just like you. Like, I get up in the morning and put my legs in pants just like you. I'm trying to raise my kids just like you. I mean, like, I'm trying to get gas just like you did, to drive and do what you just did, right? And so being a mother here, when that ruling came down, and all, it's just, I don't want to say it's a place of embarrassment, but it's just kind of, and it is so contradictory, right? Because if you're going to stand on a certain principle as a group of people, right? I mean, at least be consistent in what you're
Yeah.
trying to do.
Yeah.
You gonna take away, like, I mean, I don't understand it. You're gonna be against what I would do with my body, but you have no problem taking away somebody else's, and you don't even know if they're, even if the stuff was stacked against them for them being in jail in the first place and making it to death row. So you don't mind taking his life, but you're gonna tell me not that I can't do what I need to do for me, even if it's for my health, even if it's from a traumatic moment that happened with me. You're gonna help tell me what decisions I need to make about. So it's like, I mean, come on now, make it
Yeah.
make sense.
You're right,
Make it
because
make sense.
that's right, because and Mark, great question, because you could be jogging along and then you get killed jogging while black. So
Yeah.
on one hand, you got that whole, hey, we're going to control what you do, but
Yeah.
if I see you in the street and I don't like you, I got a right to open up on you. And it's the
Yeah.
same way down. I'm from New York, hardcore. Mark can tell you, I'm a hardcore New Yorker. And
Yeah.
true. And I went to a lot of protests, and I actually went to the one the Ku Klux Klan was having in that little small town on the other side of Hillsborough. And I went because I just wanted to see it for myself, only because I
Yeah.
know my father marched NAACP. I
Yeah.
carry his car. So I was like, you know what? Let me get out here. And I saw so many beautiful young people black, white, all genders, this and
Yeah.
that, and standing up for the rights. And
Yeah.
in certain states, like Mark eloquently put it, it's just a contradicting type of mindset. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and it doesn't make sense. It's
No.
almost cultish. I'm not involved in it, but it's almost like a cult where, you know, all of
Yeah.
a sudden brilliant people became this like mindless mummy just
Mhm.
following stuff that they know is outdated,
Yeah.
you know. And again, we got so many problems, man. And Mark, that was well done on that question
Yeah.
because, you know, I have daughters 14 and 17. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So again, I get it.
Yeah.
And you know, can't we just focus on the stuff we need to focus on
Yeah.
and stop taking things away?
Yeah.
We're supposed to be, like you said, sweetie, we're supposed to be making progress, but yet
Yeah.
you're taking things away. How is that progress? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, talk with me about my mental health and my choice making and my decision making and encourage me to do something else, but don't dictate, and do that. And it really, to me, my universal thing is it's either love or fear. It's
Yeah.
no, like, to me, that's it. If you want to know what you're doing, are you coming from a place of love or coming from a place of fear? And it's all fear. It's fear, and love and fear cannot coexist. Shout out to When Love Works Dynamically for all of their support with that. But I mean, it's those two things can't exist. So that's why when they're giving you all of this fear, like you coming back with something else, they can't be in the same space. And so then where do we go? Because
Yeah.
in the middle is so hard, and it gives us PTSD moments, as you mentioned, right? When we have to collide, right? And it's I mean, when we all cut, we all bleed.
Yeah, we do. You know, Carl Sagan wrote a book that I always refer to on just about on every show. And I'll refer to it again today. And Mark knows what I'm going to say. The Pale Blue Dot. Everybody should read that book. Carl Sagan,
Okay.
brilliant scientist,
Yeah.
astrophysicist, brilliant man. And he said, listen, he said, one way to try to get everybody focused is just imagine you're looking at Earth from space. We're just a pale blue dot. That's all we are. And I see that's deep, right? The pale blue dot. That's all we are.
Yeah.
And again, we have so much stuff that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
You know, whether it be UFOs, whether it be,
Yeah.
spiritual workers, whether it be shadow people,
Yeah.
all of this stuff exists, different
Yeah.
dimensions. And we have to channel
Yeah.
our best self, use our third eye.
Yep.
We have to channel that because we have to protect people like yourself
Yeah.
in the midst of that turmoil you're in. Some states,
Yeah.
New York, hey, liberal. Some states, down
Mhm.
south, conservative, Texas, conservative. And
Yeah.
like you just said, we all bleed the same thing.
Yeah.
We all have to go and do what we do to take care of our families.
Yeah.
And again, it's just it's painful, it saddens. Mark,
Yeah.
speaking of that,
Yep.
another thing they tried to take away, Mark, was history out of the school books. Whether it be Black American, Native American, Asian American, Chinese, Latin American, whatever. So every week, as y'all know, since January, we do our own history segment that they can't take. So this week, Trey, we're going to ask you to join us. And
Yeah.
Mark, who do we got this week?
We've got Zora Neale Hurston, an amazing author, an amazing figure in the world of the Harlem Renaissance and all of that. So that is actually the picture that I just pulled up and everything along those lines. She is a truly amazing woman that was involved in that whole cultural renaissance that was going on. Some people call it the Harlem Renaissance. I actually think of it as a cultural renaissance, and I think that personally we're in the middle of a new one. And I think that personally Trey is part of that new renaissance that we are part of and all of that. But definitely she was born in Alabama. She, like Trey, had grown throughout the country, and at a young age her family relocated to Edenville, Florida, where they flourished. Her father became one of the town's first mayors, and in 1917 she enrolled at Morgan College, where she completed her high school studies, and she then attended Howard University and earned an associate's degree. And she was an active student and participated in student government. As a matter of fact, she co-founded the school's renowned newspaper, The Hilltop, And she also, during her time there, she got some scholarships to Barnard College and graduated 3 years later with a BA in anthropology. So she was definitely a pioneer in that space and got to know such folks as Langston Hughes and County Cullins, and a lot of those were the people that were behind the Harlem Renaissance. And the bad thing is that she wrote some great books, and some of these both of you may know because she wrote Mule and Man. She later collaborated with Langston Hughes to create the play Mule Bone, and she published 3 books between 1934 and 1939. One of her most popular works was Their Eyes Were Watching God. And
Yes.
definitely that celebrated the South and all along those lines. And she actually established the School of Dramatic Arts at Bethune-Cookman College. And 5 years later, she did that in 1934. 5 years later, she worked as a drama teacher at North Carolina College for Negroes at Durham, the school that we call now North Carolina Central University. And unfortunately, she did, a lot of times, and I know that all of you can relate to this, even in that time, she was often received praise for her works and got a lot of respect for her works. But unfortunately, she remained in debt and poverty. And after years of writing, she had to enter the St. Lucie County Welfare Home as she was unable to take care of herself. And she actually died of heart disease on January 28th, 1960. And at first, her remains were placed in an unmarked grave. And in 1972, the great author Alice Walker located her grave and created a marker for this legend. So she is still influencing folks even to this day and everything. But like I said, many an artist knows about that pain of being in debt and poverty. And that is what happened to her. And definitely that pain of being underpaid.
Yes. And I want to add one fact onto that. While she was at Howard, she was one of the earliest members of the Alpha chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So a fellow Divine Nine sister, one of the originators that kind of set the tone. So just amazing women that came out of there, and it's so disheartening, going through Women History Month. I've been on Instagram, and I'm choosing certain women. I'm calling them women of soul, and she's, once I get into my drama series, because I'm going to carry this out and keep going, she's one of the people who I'm going to be highlighting. So many of those women, especially the ones that have passed on, they came to that ending like that, right? Where all of their achievements would never tell you that that's how it would be. But in many cases, we're walking this road alone. When you're doing so much on your own, I know I have a thing. I'm living, doing so much. I stay up here doing so much, and we have to take care of our bodies. We have to take care of ourselves, and sometimes we don't have people around us reminding us how to do that. And so it takes on your body whenever you're doing so much. And so we really have to support each other and care for each other. As Zach kept saying, like, protect our women. When you see a woman out here hustling, doing what she has to do, there is greatness in all of us. So just a little nurturing, just a little care would do it. But yeah, Zora, amazing woman. Like, I mean, it's no words for what the Harlem Renaissance did for us, what that time did, where they all just, I mean, they were in a place where we are right now. You're in a pressure cooker, and all you have is you and sharing amongst your fellow creatives. And then look at the movement that they made. And right now is that it is our version of that. And how can we learn from their beginnings, their middles, and their end, right? We don't want to put so much attention on the end, but let's care for each other and for ourselves. Let her lesson teach us that, but amazing woman and pillar that has encouraged a number of women that have come behind her. So I think that's an excellent choice.
Yeah, I'd like to add also, and thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
Mark Lee, my producer. He does so much behind the scenes, and it takes a team. People may see me joking around this and that, see my guests, but this man, Mark Lee, producer, we talk during the week. We connect with our guests. I connect with Trey, and that's how we do things here. So if you're watching the show, just know that it's a team effort. It's what we all do to make things work. And I think, first of all, I always salute I'm never in the military, but I always salute our
Hmm.
history makers,
Yeah.
because our history makers, we stand on their shoulders.
Yeah.
And as Afro Americans, and I'm speaking directly to our community, Latin American, Afro American, Native American, we cannot be crabs in the barrel.
Nope.
That is our worst kind of mindset that we have, is when somebody's trying to get out of that barrel, we pull them back in. And we never think like, hey, if they get out, they're going to pull us up. So reach down today, pull somebody up. Today,
Yeah.
I want you guys to make an I care call in honor of Zora Neale, this
Yeah.
beautiful Black entrepreneurial writing artist, poetic woman. Reach out today to somebody that you know may
Mm.
just need to hear your voice. Say hello
Yeah.
to a stranger. Make an I care call. That's what Mark and I call it. I care. Pick
Hmm.
up the phone after this show. Not a text. They need to hear
Yeah.
your voice, not a text. Texts are great. It saves time, but they need to hear your emotion, your voice. And thank you, Zora Neale, for all you've
Yes.
done for us. And we love you, and we will continue to keep that fighting spirit
Oh, yeah.
alive.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I know I'm getting ready to turn it back over to YouTube, but if I can just add to that I care call, make it to those librarians and to those people in the drama department. You heard me
Yeah.
earlier say that she was the founder of the drama department at Bethune Cookman. She also taught at the drama department at North Carolina Central University, and I know for
Yeah.
a fact that she was an inspiration for the drama department that still exists over there and is a world-renowned one, and all along those lines. And definitely, Zach may not know this because I can't remember if I told him this, but definitely my grandmother, Molly Houston Lee, who was a founder of our library in Raleigh, North Carolina, the Black
You
Library,
did tell me that,
actually
yeah.
knew both Zora and Langston Hughes and all of that. So she was actually part of that whole crowd of those people, because actually they would sometimes stay at the house. It's actually the house that my dad lives in currently right now. So on that note,
Yeah.
definitely give salute to those librarians and to those
Mhm.
drama people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned that to me before. And again, that's why I call you the mayor down. I call Mark the mayor for a reason, because his family runs deep. They had radio stations. They did things at a
Yeah.
time when Black people were shunned on,
Hmm.
spit on, called names. And every strong Native American, Afro American, Asian, Black, Latin, we got all kinds of things mixed up, Creole. When we come through that other side,
Hmm.
let's leave the door open. Let's not
Absolutely.
slam it behind us. I know for a fact, just doing the little bit of funk I do, I'm standing on the shoulders of some amazing artists,
Yeah.
some amazing people, some alive, some not,
Yeah.
but as a human being, please, everybody, read The Pale Blue Dot. It will change your life, because you will never look at Earth the same way.
Mm.
If the Creator
Yeah.
made us all in His image, we should act like it. We should
Yeah.
vibrate like it.
Yep.
Again, we're hanging out, Mr. Lee. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Trey Rochelle. We got a little bit
Yeah.
more time, so we're going to go over a few little tidbits that I just wanted to
Okay.
ask you about. And thank you, Mark. That's dope, man. You did a great job. Mark Lee.
That was good.
We got about 10 minutes. Yeah, we do this every week. So Mark is.
I like that.
We're going to continue to lift people up.
Yeah.
With it being Women's History Month,
Mhm.
are you planning anything special when it comes to one of your mantras, connecting with people on a deep level, encouraging words, and lifting people up and inspiring people to heal their
Yeah.
heart and follow their dreams? Are you doing anything in particular, especially? Are you putting out any Facebook posts or anything like that?
Yeah, so those all of the I Raise Self are going to start putting out all of those sound bites, those things there. So that's going to be kicking off this month. Throughout the rest of the month, I will continue. Right now, I did like a series leading into the single being released on Friday. I'll be right back doing Women of Soul for Women's History Month, where I'm spotlighting all of the women that have come through. And I'm going to actually continue, just keep pushing them through, because we have too many women to go to for 1 month, right? It's like even McDonald's way back then was like, Black 365, even though that's what we already knew all along the way. So, Women History 365, Women of
It
Soul.
is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And, did his grandmother, when you meet people, you never know how they're going to be celebrated years later when people are going to still be calling their names. They were just people. They were just people. And so, you know, we got to care for each other. But through the whole month, that's what this month is, the kickoff. It's the newness, and the newness of rolling out Ivory Self, and just starting that conversation. Like, this is really just like starting the conversation, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a few guests that I'm going to privately connect you with,
Yeah.
only because my spirit is telling me to do that.
Yeah.
One is a regular, they're all regulars on my show. Dr.
Yeah.
Tawana Anthony,
Okay.
she's up in the DC area. She's from NOLA. Not from
Yeah.
NOLA, but she's from DC, but she, got
Yeah.
that NOLA. That's where her
Yeah.
family is,
Yeah.
right? And,
Uh-huh.
she's done some amazing things, wrote some books, and she's got, a couple of different sites and things she's working on,
Yeah.
Girl Power and stuff like that. And I want to connect you guys, as well
Absolutely.
as Chrissy Key Rollins. She runs an organization down here, 1010,
Mm-hmm.
1099 women, another friend of mine, Linda Tails. So these people, somehow
Yeah.
my spirit is just saying, connect you with these
Thank you.
people, only because we see what you're trying to do,
Yeah.
and you're doing it. It's not like
Yeah.
no try. We see you making moves, taking steps, no
Thank
matter what
you.
comes at you. And that's a beautiful thing. You light up.
Yeah.
You totally light up the day. I'm sitting
Oh.
here in the pouring rain. It's dreary. The wind is blowing. My show tonight got canceled, and I was like, you know how things get canceled, and how
Yeah.
we feel puts us in a place. But the minute I started talking to you, it changed my mindset, because I knew we were going to do this. And I
Yes.
looked forward to it. I look forward to having my guests on, probably more than my guests. I really do, because I learn, I feel, I love.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
As we go through the next 3 to 5 years,
Hmm.
where do you see yourself at in the music business and in that game?
Yeah. This is all foundational for me. Really, truly, I feel like I finally have gotten to a level of confidence, and belief in, in what this really can be. And I used to didn't have the voice, or have the inside voice that told me that you're amazing. And my vocal coach Lisa would tell me, she was like, I want you to remember that you one person. She said, and that's why I want you to get out here and get more opinions than just yourself. So for a long time, everybody was thinking more about me than me. But I finally, now it's like, oh, hey, look, if nobody listens to it, it got me going. And that's all that matters. So I done the foundation here. So it's a 5-year plan. And I'm immersing myself into production with this song. I always I write all of my music, and I influence the production of it. I'm learning how to play instruments in the background when I can fit it in. And so I'm doing that in the background. I'm working in production, learning things. I'm doing the business side. And so there's so many different avenues, right? That's there. And I see myself bigger than just an artist.
Yeah.
And I mean, and just an entrepreneur, just as a woman. Like, so I mean, entertainment mogul is kind of where I'm going. My own station, my own network, connecting people, and just being something that's authentic and real in this industry, and sharing my stories, my ups and downs, my failures. You see some of my videos that'll probably be a flop, a song, what, it's real. And so but 5 years, I just want to keep building, and it's beyond just being an artist and just sharing music. To me, it's all about finding a way to heal people, connect people, in any means that you can do that. And right now, my thing that I have is to offer is my music. But hopefully that would just continue, and just my intention that I put behind everything that I do is important. And so I just want that to continue to grow. And we'll just go on a ride. And 5 years from now, Zach, we're gonna come back and see what we talk about.
Hey, I'll take that journey with you. Believe me, I'll be right
Yeah,
next to you.
yeah.
Right next to you, Queen. I got you. Let's go and see what we got. See what we can do. Because I
Yeah.
tell you, you're just you light up, and that it factor that you have. You're going to share that with so many people that need it. Because somebody out there right now
Yeah.
is watching that says, "Damn, she did it, so I can do it."
You know
And
what I'm
later
saying?
in my year, later in my time, my oldest is, it's funny we said that she was at North Central. Like my daughter's about to graduate from college, North Carolina A&T. So I have teenagers and a college student, and this is my beginning, right?
Yeah,
So the other part of my story is that it's never too late for
That's
you
right.
to do. I was a stay-at-home mom for 9 years. I've been in corporate America. I was trained to be a professional businesswoman. I probably should be running be CEO of some organization right now. And now I'm CEO of Trey Rochelle Entertainment, and so it's just kind of like it's never too late. Like there's no time limit on this. Like you just get out of your own way, organize and do it. Like you're taking care of everybody else. You're doing everything for everybody else. Do this for you.
That's
Do it
right.
for
That's
you
right.
and
That's right.
start today, and it just grows and you never know what it's going to turn into. So that's part of the story too. Just hey, yeah, I'm in my 40s and I'm doing this thing.
Yeah, yeah. Age was never a factor to me. That's why I never wear a watch because I'm never late. I always know
Me
what time it is.
too. Is that what it
See,
is? Me too.
that's what it
I
is. We'll talk about it off
yeah,
screen, but there is some
yeah,
energy. That's why in the private
yeah,
notes, I've been typing you some private notes. If you look over, you
yeah,
see what
yeah.
I'm telling
Look
you.
at yeah,
So we'll talk about that. But yes,
yeah,
because again, we certain people we just vibrate, but we don't.
yeah.
And by the way, set your clocks ahead. Okay, spring ahead
Yes,
tonight.
thank you.
Spring ahead. Just
Fall
remind
back,
me, spring
spring
ahead.
forward.
Spring ahead. You're gonna
Spring
lose that
ahead.
hour of sleep, but get up. Spring ahead tonight. 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock
Yes.
ahead. But that thing that you have, that you just get in between those
Mhm.
vibrations is what makes you special. It's what makes your music special. Your gift that you're giving back.
Wow.
The fact that you can take, any struggle,
Mhm.
the struggles, and turn them into triumph, triumph, triumph.
Mhm.
That's an amazing ability and gift. Somebody out there right now needed to hear what you said because they're
Yeah.
they're questioning their self, their own person. And once we start to question ourselves, that's the enemy messing with you. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying?
Yep.
And again, you have such an amazing spirit. It's so beautiful inside. I definitely am going to get to know more about it and know more of it. I'm going to
Yeah.
give you the last word. We got about 3 minutes left. I'm going to put you on full screen. And the
Yeah.
last word for you is to say whatever it is you want to say. Then we're going to come back and say goodbye. Today, an amazing show. I can't say how thrilled it was to have you, Trey Rochelle. My producer, Mr. Mark Lee, feels the same way. Fun from the front seat every Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, Not on the Grind TV. Trey, I'm going to give you, and you go ahead and kick it to the people like it
Yeah.
needs to be.
Hello, everyone. I am Trey Rochelle. Thank you so much, Zach, for having me. I just want to just invite you to continue to be and to be you. And while you enjoying that, I want you to listen to my tunes. Tune into the newness. Get connected with the newness of you and the newness of this song. You can find me everywhere at I am Trey Rochelle. Follow my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I have a lot of videos out there. A lot of great things that's coming. A lot of I Raise Self. I have Trey's Urban Soul Music birthday trivia that's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. We were running good, but definitely tune in and just follow me. I have a Soul Trey street team where we do a lot of exclusive um, FaceTimes and live streams. They get merch and starter packs and all these kind of things, just to get connected with me a little bit more. And so, just connect in and tap in. And if not, just go to Pandora and ride out to the Trey Rochelle radio station. It's so hot. It's so good. Like, it rides. It rides.
That's what's up. We're going to run your video one more time because
Oh,
it is so
yeah.
hot. Yes, we are. Mr. Mark Lee, cue that up, please. Then we'll come
Yeah.
back and say our goodbyes right now. Trey Rochelle, Newness is coming out
Newness.
March 21st, right?
The newness
The
video,
newness,
the official video
right? The
that's
official
that's
video.
directed by director Oates, but this is my animated video that I produced and made. So yeah, but it came out yesterday, and just get into it and get ready for the official video.
All right, Mr. Mark Lee, you back there, bro? I see.
old friend. Nice to see you again. How's it been? How's the fam? And how you living? You went through that too. Well, I'm here for you. Hope you didn't forget the connection that we shared. College days were cool. Remember the day I met you? It was one of those things. Chemistry was so strong. Even through the years, while I faced my fears, denied back then, yet here we are again. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. We're skyrocketing. It's a new beginning. I can feel it starting. You feel that way too. I'm gonna ride for you. It's about time that we just believe in the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. I'm falling deep within. Catch me, I hope you can. I'm falling deep within. Catch me, I hope you can. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again. In the newness of our love again.
That was amazing. Today, y'all, from the front seat, the lovely, amazing, talented, entrepreneurial,
Mama
beautiful woman.
Treypreneur. Mama Trey.
Treypreneur. Hey, I like
Mama
that.
Treypreneur.
Treypreneur. I love that. We get ready to get out of here on this note by one of your favorite singers. I'm going to bring Mr. Markley in because I know he likes to dance sometimes too.
Yeah.
Let's let Chaka take us home.
Yeah. What we got? I'm ready.
I'm going to put on my sunglasses so we can be cool.
Yeah.
All right, Texas. How you doing? We love y'all out there. Hope y'all had a great time hanging out with us today. Trey Rochelle was in the house. Markley's in the house. I'm your host, number 9, Funk from the front seat. We love y'all out there. Come on, Brenda, rock with us up in Ohio.
Hey.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up.
Go get my song. That's what you can do.
There you go. Woo. Nothing but a party, y'all.
Yeah.
Crank it up. If you in your car, turn it up. If you're at home, turn it up. We love you, New York. Clap your hands, Bayshore. We love you, Georgia. DC, you know we love you, Jersey. Florida, Leroy Karen, Al, Bottom Boys for Life, New Orleans, NOLA, Oklahoma, Detroit, Minneapolis, Kentucky, Utah, Nevada, Las Vegas, we love you, Purple Love, Canada, Dubai, way up here in Seattle, we love you. Way down in Brazil, Cuba, ¿cómo estás, señoritas? We love you. Sending love, Hawaii, mahalo.
Hey.
We love you. Dubai, we love you. India, Australia, Germany, Patty Soul Sister, we love you. What's up, Carmen and Wendy in Australia? I got you, boo. There you go, Trey. Bump it up.
Hey.
Go ahead, Mark. North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. We love you. Russia, stop the war. We love you over there, but stop it.
Yeah.
Ukraine, we got you.
Yeah.
All around the world, clap your hands like this. It's been a great show. We love you guys out there, man. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, Trey Rochelle, for hanging out with us. Mark Lee, one of the best producers out there. I'm so blessed to have you guys. And we'll see you guys next time. Remember, follow her music, Funk from the Front Seat, every Saturday at 12 p.m. And next week, another special guest coming up. Trey is going to make her return very soon, as many times as she can, because we got so much to chop it up. So, Mark, let's get out of here.
Let's get on out of here.
Let's get out of the front seat. Love you guys out